Let's
All right,
see if
Hubert.
he sent those.
Yes, sir.
Did
I
you
just
send
sent
them?
them to you. Yes, sir. I just sent
Yeah.
them to you. They all should be in a row.
Okay, there's 64. We'll go over 64. Well, let's go over this one first. There it is. All right, no, that's not it. Let's see if that's not it. I thought I went over it. 54. There we go. This is a test question. That's why I'm going over it. And it was black. So that means that somebody must have sent it today. Or I don't know what today is. What's today? Is today Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Wednesday.
Today's
Today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I suck when it comes to days and dates. I can't keep up with my own birthday, much less what day it is. All right. Says g of x.
That's the wrong problem, Hubert.
I know I'm doing this because somebody sent it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay. 1 over, it's not all about you, Mr. Michelle, x minus 10. And we're going to do g composed of g. And there is the problem. So if you remember, I told you whatever this letter is right here, you're going to draw it with a big set of parentheses. So I'm going to draw it. I'm going to do 1 over, and I'm going to put a big set of parentheses right here, minus 10. And then you're going to take this guy, whatever letter this one is, and you're going to plug it in here. So what am I going to plug in to that big set of parentheses?
1 over x minus 10.
And somebody tell me what you're going to do now. Nothing but what? Starts with A. L, G, E.
Algebra.
Algebra. Nothing but algebra. And a lot of you are going to say, well, I don't know what to do. Well, that's because you suck at algebra. And that's why you're going to have to get better at it. So we've got to get a common denominator. So I'm going to turn everything into a fraction. Hey, Miss Parker, thanks for joining us. I'm just kidding. I don't know. You could have been here and just popped up. I ain't figured out this. Teams yet. Sometimes people just pop up in the video and they've been here the whole time. So I don't know why. I'll shut up. 1 over 1 over 1 over x minus 10 minus 10 over 1. Now, why did I do that? Because now I've changed this into a complex rational expression, which you should remember from Algebra 2. And I look at these 3 numbers, or 3 terms. I look at this term, I look at this term, and I look at this term, and I ask myself, what is the common denominator? And the common denominator is x minus 10 over 1. And now I'm going to multiply x minus 10 over 1 times all 3. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. You should know this should be, cobwebs. You should know this. So I'm going to go ahead. I want you to go ahead and do it. I'm going to write it out because I know there's somebody in here that needs the baby steps. Okay, so I'm going to put x minus 10 over 1 right there. And then x minus 10 over 1. And then x minus 10 over 1. And now I'm going to put in my numbers in black. Times 1 over 1. Times 1 over x minus 10. Minus 10 over 1. Okay, now y'all should be able to do something with it now. Go ahead and take a minute. And for those of y'all wondering, I had to go get my rake, my hay rake. I had to get some welding on it that was beyond my welding ability. It was on a pressure point, and I don't want to have to weld it 5 times. So I took it to a professional to have it welded. And I had to go get it because I've got to go to Carnesville to pick up parts for it, and I ain't going to get back before 5 o'clock. So I had to go get it before classes, and it's right down here at the road. So that's why I didn't know how long it was going to take. So actually, I went and got drunk and came back. That's what I did. Bourbon and Marlboro, red Marlboro Reds. I used to have a Marine buddy that's how he woke up every morning. Oh.
Did you say there were like different flavors of Marlboro?
Oh my God, there's like 15.
like really, yeah, like really weird flavors.
Yeah, there's black and there's red, and then there's the old Marlboro Lights, and then you got they got green and blue, and I'm like, good God. Anyway, this guy would get up on the weekends, and he would get up and he would drink about close to a pint, half pint before 11 o'clock. He would have a half pint gone, and he would at least have 2 packs of Marlboros, Reds. And that's what, and then he would eat lunch. He wouldn't eat breakfast. That was his breakfast. He was hardcore. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I just, oh. I'm sorry. I'd be quiet. X minus 10 over. Let's see. What happens here? Well, we'll take our red pen, and this cancels here. And that leaves us with 1 minus x plus 10. Because this is in parentheses, because that negative, you got negative, you got to watch that negative. Let's highlight that negative, because that's where somebody's going to screw up. All right. So that's going to be 1 minus x plus 10. And I get x minus 10 over x over negative x plus 11. Y'all check my math. And if I did my algebra correctly and my math correctly, somebody type something in the, I have to switch over to the chat, see if anybody is asking a question. Oh, Mr. Roberts, you're here. Okay, good. I haven't taken the roll yet. Oh, I did take the roll. We were just looking for Mr. Levi. He's not here. Any questions on this? So let's check the answer. I'm just going to type in 3. This is a good test question, though, because it makes you think a little bit. How did they get 101?
I think you need to multiply by the 10 on the bottom.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even see that 10. I'm sorry. You're right. Let me go back. Sorry about that. This 10 right here, I should have put that there. And that would be negative 10x, negative 10x, negative 10x, and that's negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. And that would be negative x plus 101. Is that what they got? Or negative 10x, sorry. Is that what they got? My bad. I was so focusing on the negative, I forgot about the 10. X minus 10 over 101 minus 10x. Yeah, that's the same answer. Okay, next question. I'm going to delete that one if y'all don't mind. I've already went over it like 3 times in both classes. So delete, delete, delete. Unless y'all want to go over it again. Y'all want to go over it again?
Do you want to do the domain and range for that one?
Oh,
Or is that
domain
just solving
domain,
for the?
okay. Yeah, well, the domain, you set the denominator equal to 0. So let's set the denominator equal to 0. That's going to be negative 10x plus 101 is equal to 0. And then negative 10x is equal to negative 101. And divide by negative 10, divide by negative 10. X is equal to 10.1. So 10.1 will give you a 0 in this function. So you might want to stay away from 10.1. So I don't know if they do it as a decimal or do 2 and 10 and 1/10. Okay, that would be not equal to, x is not equal. So the domain is x such that x cannot equal 10.1 or 10 to the 1/10. And you could also write that interval notation from negative infinity to 10.1 union 10.1 to infinity. That's the domain. Now, I don't know how you're going to get the range unless you plug in numbers, because you can get any number for the range. So there'd be all real numbers for the range probably. Let's look and see what they want. Oh, we didn't do that one. I'm sorry. Well, that would be the domain. I don't think they want the range. So there's one. Let's do that one. It ain't gonna hurt to do it. Is it, Mr. Paris?
Didn't we do that one yesterday?
Did we? Y'all tell me. Did we?
We did.
It looks
Yes, sir, we
familiar.
did.
I don't know.
All
I'm
right,
just.
we'll go on then. I'm gonna delete the 54s. Okay, this is 64. And, oh yeah, difference quotient. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to test you. If I give you 10 questions, 7 of them are going to be difference quotient. Go ahead and tell you. Why? Because I want to kick you while you're down. That's why. This is number 20. 1.1, 64, number 20. And I started going over this with y'all the other day, didn't I? Showed y'all that difference quotient is actually the slope. Didn't I show y'all that?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
I thought I did because the other class said I did.
No, you didn't show us that.
Yeah, I don't think you showed our class.
Okay, now I ain't crazy. I showed somebody and it wasn't the other class, so it had to be. Remember me drawing a line? I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Oh, come on. Where is it? Hold on a second. I'm going to find it. There's the difference quotient. There it is. There's the difference quotient. Here it is. Did I not show y'all this? Line with these points?
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
Well, I guess I'll show it to you today then. They lied to me. All right, let me just show it to you before we do this problem. Draw a big graph like so. And you can draw a curve or you can draw a straight line. I'm going to draw a straight line. Now, why is this so important? Because in the first unit of this calculus class, this is the first part. This is the first half. What I'm fixing to show you right now. That's the first half of Unit 1. This is the first half, what I'm fixing to show you right now. All right. And you want to get 4 colors. I'll go with green, orange, blue, and pink. The pastels. All right. This point, we're going to call X. And this point is what? What's that pink point right there? Right here. Not Y, but what?
Y-intercept?
No, what is the fancy way of writing
F
Y?
of X.
F of X.
F of X.
Mr. Hafner, is your ceiling fan's blades curved?
Yes, slightly. And there's only
I
2
was
of them.
fixing to say, either the camera is making it look curved or he's got curved ceiling fans. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm what is it called? ADD? Squirrel? That's me. I do things like that. All right, I'm going to put a line down here. And this line is going to go here. Now, the blue is not called X. Why? Because the blue has got 2 components. X and that distance right there, which we are going to call H. So somebody tell me what this point is right here.
X plus H.
X plus
plus
H.
H. And what is this orange point?
F of X plus H.
So technically, I can write this point as a set of coordinates like this. And I can write this point as a set of coordinates, right? This point would be X and F of X. And this point would be X plus H and what?
F of X plus H.
Okay, now I want everybody to find the slope. Remember I told y'all that slope, we went over the review, the slope is equal to y sub 2
Y minus Y.
sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That means a big set of parentheses minus a big set of parentheses divided by a big set of parentheses minus a big set of parentheses. And which way do we read? Left to what? Left to right. So this is x sub 1, this is y sub 1, this is x sub 2, this is y sub 2. All right, plug and chug for me. Do it. I want everybody plugging those in, not numbers, they're terms. I want you to plug them in, and I want you to do the algebra. I think they ought to have alternating videos on Teams where people's videos alternate on the screen. I wonder if I could set something to do that. Large gallery. Now, how come I get large gallery in here, but I don't get it in other classes? Ooh, look what I just did. I got a bunch of y'all in there. Look at there. I'm a winner. still got people that don't have their videos on, which that irritates me, but I'm just looking to see how many people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darn, that's 16 people. That ain't bad. All right, I'll shut up. You're getting tired. All right, here we go. I'm going to plug in what? Y sub 2 is what? F of x plus h. Y sub 1 is f of x. X sub 2 is x plus h. And x sub 1 is x. And is there anything that cancels out? The x's cancel?
Doesn't it
Say again?
distribute the f of x plus h? If you distribute that f, can you cancel out?
No,
the
you can't distribute that. That's the f of x plus h. Who asked that?
Okay.
Ms.
Okay.
Seiler?
Landry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can't, that's an f of x plus h. That's not what you're thinking of. You're thinking of a number. Wow,
Yeah,
now
I
I've
didn't-
got, what?
Guys.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay, so that cancels. And what are we left with? We're left with
Eight.
m is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And somebody tell me what that is. That is called the difference quotient. And the difference quotient is nothing but the what?
Slope.
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 Now, why do you need this? Because you're going to put this with the limit theory, and you're going to have calculus, which is unit 1, or the unit after what we're in right now. So this is half of unit 1. So on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being important, this is about a 25. So make sure you can do these fluently, meaning that you're not sitting there staring at a piece of paper for 15 minutes. So here's the question. And they give you a function. F of x is equal to 6x minus 3. And they want you to find the slope using the difference quotient. That's what you're doing. Find the slope using the difference quotient. I don't know what the quotient, INT, I don't know what the abbreviation for quotient is. I hope I spell it right, but there it is. Okay. Now I do mine with colors because I want you to be able to distinguish what's what. So I'm going to write it down again, but I'm going to use colors this time. M is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h. I like this large gallery. I can see everybody. That's neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've got 25 on my screen. I don't know what decides that. I don't know if there's some man or woman at Microsoft that decides that because it keeps switching. Let's see what happens when I put it on my laptop. Well, it's still doing it. Oh, well, I guess I don't know why it's showing me because I'm right there. That's somebody else that could be there. Damn Russians. Well, I'll figure it out eventually, I hope. I don't know how to get, I don't know why I've got 2 pictures there. That's kind of dorky. I'll figure it out eventually. Do y'all have that capability of doing large preview, large gallery under your options?
Yes.
Right here?
Yep.
Under your options right there. Well, my last class, I could not get the large gallery to come up. That's why I'm confused. All right. I'll get back to work. Playtime's over. Y'all settle down, please. Here we go. What do you do when you have something in the parentheses, like a 3 or a 4 or a -1/2? What are you supposed to do with what's in parentheses, with f of 4 or f of 3? What do you do with those?
You plug it into the function.
You plug it into the function. So I got to rewrite my function with a big set of parentheses. So in orange, I'm going to write 6, big set of parentheses, -3. And then minus f of x. Well, f of x is easy because all you got to do is rewrite your equation right here. That's f of x. Over h. Now, what goes in this set of parentheses right here?
Would that be the x plus h?
Good job. And I'm going to do that in purple. And now it's nothing but 100% what? Algebra. So do it. I'm going to highlight something though. Why am I going to highlight this negative right here? Why did I highlight that negative?
Because we have to distribute it.
Because it will ruin your answer if you don't do it correctly. Now that's interesting. Mr. Paris, it's showing your video and it's got you down at the bottom. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I have everybody. There's 25 people in the class and I have everybody showing. That is neat. I saw that, Miss Seiler. Red Solo Cup. I saw that. You didn't think I saw that, did you? We all know.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
was counting on it. Did you
gotta
know
have
that
an
Starbucks
intervention.
has spiked drinks now?
Ma'am? What?
Did you know that they have spiked drinks now?
She broke up. Or I'm sorry. I
Can
think
you not
you
hear
broke
me?
up.
All right,
Miss
never
Seiler.
mind. It wasn't funny anyway.
Yeah, we all
Whatever.
know you have a problem.
Fine.
We know. We'll have an intervention toward the end of the semester.
Hubert, where's your red solo cup?
My red Solo Cup is green, thank you. And I use moonshine, so it doesn't show up.
Oh, someone thinks they're important.
Yeah. All right, so do the algebra. And you get M, I haven't watched my phone today because Dogecoin is pissing me off, and I'm not watching it. So that's why I'm not going to talk about it. Well, actually, the whole stock market is down, which I'm not going to start talking about that because then I'll start talking about something else, and I'm not going to talk about that because that'll get my high blood pressure up. So let's just not talk about it. All right, so here we go. 6x plus 6h minus 3 negative 6x plus 3 all over h. Does anybody notice that something happens here? What happens here? What's the next step? What do you see happening?
You can cancel out some numbers such as 6x
Is that supposed to
and
happen?
3.
Yes. I can't spell. The non-H terms cancel. A lot of the non-H terms cancel. Watch. 6x, negative 6x. 3 and 3. What's left? Well, H and H cancels. And the answer in this case is M is equal to 6. Now, you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad.
The bad news
Take
is
bad.
all I have to do is add a cube or a square, and this will be a nightmare. So we're going to do a square because I like nightmares. All right? Have you ever had a nightmare that you're trying to cover up something real bad that you've done? Oh my gosh. That is an awful nightmare. Dang old deliverance. Dang old burying somebody. All right, so let's pull up 6 and hit enter. It's the miracle. I feel good about myself, so I don't wear sunglasses in the building. I only got 2 women in here, so I think I can't see anybody else. Miss Parker and Miss Seiler, you see a guy with sunglasses indoors, run the other direction. That's future domestic violence, okay? Guys that wear sunglasses indoors, that's an indicator, number 1 indicator. What about girls? Well, guys, watch out for the Oompa Loompas. You know, the girls that have too much makeup on, they have an orange face and a white neck. They're crazy. They're crazy. Run the other direction. All right, this is 66/21. 1.1, 66/21. And there is your nightmare. So nightmare would be a guy wearing sunglasses indoors or an Oompa Loompa. So this is your Oompa Loompa and your sunglasses indoors. And I will say that the trucks that are squatted in the back, that is another indicator, but we're not going there. All
What
right.
about the straight piping?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get me some smokestacks on my pickup truck. I'm having them installed tomorrow.
You're gonna make them like 10
Girls,
feet tall.
run the other direction.
You're gonna make them like 10 feet tall, so you can't fit under bridges.
Yeah, I'm getting the big one that goes through the middle of my bed. That's the one I'm getting. I'm sorry. My son said, Daddy, when I get my truck, I'm gonna do that. I said, no, hell you ain't.
You don't want him to have one where he needs a ladder to get up into the truck.
I'm not even gonna, no. He's not gonna be, no. Because usually guys with stuff like that, they either get out and they're short, they're bald-headed, or we won't talk about the other. Over H. All right? Just watch out for the Oompa Loompas and the sunglasses, okay? I have about 25 indicators. I'm going to write a book one day, and it's going to be called When to Run. Now, I got about 25 indicators. Gmail. You want me to give you another one, girls? I'll give you another one for free, okay? If they're out of college and they're still living at home playing video games, run the other direction. Because I have seen that that is not a good road to go down. My niece is a perfect example. Oh, he'll grow out of it. Mm-hmm. He's still working at McDonald's and he still lives with his mama and daddy and he's 26 years old playing video games. 5x squared minus 4x plus 3. Yeah, girls don't have that many indicators, guys. Sorry. They're not as predictable and stupid as men are. Mr. Mackey, you ain't fixing to put those sunglasses on, are you? Mr. Mackey,
It's too
that
bright
don't count.
indoors, sir. I
What?
gotta put these on.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now you need to walk through Walmart or Target. There you go.
That's where I got these.
Yeah. I told my son, he put them on the other day walking through one of the stores and I knocked them things off. I said, don't you dare do that. I did. I hit him with the 2x4. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my big set of parentheses. And I'm going to subtract. I'm going to use my red marker so I won't have to highlight it. Blue, 5x squared minus 4x plus 3.
Hubert, is this one different because it's asking us to find just f of x plus h?
It's going to ask you for both. It's going to ask you for it. It's going to ask you for the answer. It's the same question. Over, I'm just ignoring the directions right now. Over h. Ooh, guess what we have? We have shortcut number 1 that half of you didn't learn when you were supposed to. And distribute the -4 and do your algebra. So there you go. Knock yourself out. And if you can do this one, you are a winner and you belong in the class. If you can't do it, then we will need to fill a drop slip out on you and get you out of school. I'm just kidding. Sense of humor.
Is there do you have an X8 somewhere in there?
Do I what now?
I'll wait till you solve it.
Okay. This is shortcut number 1. So I'll write it right above that. So that's going to be x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Shortcut number 1. Now, if you're saying to yourself, how did he get that? Then you need to go back and study the shortcuts. Did I give you all the shortcuts? There's 5 of them. I can't remember if I gave it to y'all or the other class. Do you remember me giving you the 5 shortcuts?
It was probably the other class. We're not special.
Okay, well,
like
I'll give them
that.
to you right now. You'll remember them when you see them. A plus B, I'm sorry, A plus B quantity squared is equal to A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. A minus B quantity squared is equal to A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. A squared minus B squared is equal to A plus B times A minus B. A cubed plus B cubed is equal to A plus B times A squared minus AB plus B squared. And 5A cubed minus B cubed is equal to A minus B times A squared plus AB plus B squared. Now, you have probably seen these before because you probably said to yourself, I'm just going to use the FOIL method. Well, you will be on number 10 on the test when everybody else is turning their paper in. The FOIL method is good to use, but it's only good to use when you're supposed to use it, not all the time. You got to use these some of the time too. Now, you should know how to use these, and you should be saying to yourself, oh, I remember that. Question. Right, complaint. Do y'all remember them now? I see one person nodding.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see 2 or 3. Mr. Paris, you might as well, I'll fill out the drop slip after class.
I'll provide the details for you. We could discuss it after class.
Heck, I could just drop you. I don't even have to fill out. I'll just drop you off the class list. All right. So it looks like this one. There's that looks like that one. A plus B quantity squared looks like this one. So I just wrote A, which is x squared plus 2 times xh plus h squared. Okay. I'm going to give you a second to finish that. Okay. So that's going to be 5x squared. Y'all check me. 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 3. I'm going to write this in blue. Minus 5x squared plus 4x minus 3 over h. Now remember, your non-h terms should cancel. Miss Seiler, are you at the cigar factory down there in Charleston? That background, doesn't that look like the cigar factory down there in Charleston? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
It's supposed to look like a textile mill. That's what it's
Oh, is that
supposed
in
to look
Greenville?
like. No, it's in Fort Mill.
Oh, well, I was wondering because they did the same thing in Greenville and they did the same thing down in Charleston with those cigar factory. That's why I was asking.
Oh, really?
Anybody familiar with Charleston, the cigar factory right there at the?
No, that'd be.
Yeah, they fixed it
Yeah,
up.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
right in downtown. It's now like a shopping center now.
Yeah, it's real nice.
It is.
Okay, I'll shut up. All right, 5x squared goes out. 4x goes out. 3 goes out. And you get, I'm going to write it in black now, 10xh plus 5h squared minus 4h over h. You can factor out an h, and that's 10x plus 5h minus 4 over h. And this is your answer.
That's f of x, right? That's all been,
That's the answer to your question right there. That's the final answer.
that's the answer for f of x, right? So what's the
Yeah,
answer
f
for-
of x plus h is right here. That's f of x plus h. And I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to put a blue. I got green. I haven't used green in this one. This right here is your f of x plus h. That's their attempt at giving you a setup. This is your first answer right here. The final answer is right here.
Do we need
They
to
did
like
that
distribute
to
everything?
try to help you out and make you do this first. They're doing it to try to help you out.
Do we need to like distribute everything in the answer, or can we just put in the answer
Well,
like
if
that?
it says set up, they just want this. But you got to do this to get the final answer.
Okay.
So you're going to have to do this no matter what. So if I hope that answers your question. If it says set up, it doesn't say set up right here. I'm just going to type in 3 because I'm not going to type all that stuff in. And you should get this orange, this green highlight right here. See? Five x plus h quantity squared minus 4x plus h plus 3. That right there says, okay, you're doing good. You got the first part, and then it says do the rest of it. And that's the next thing it's going to say right there. So I'm going to type that in for you. 10x plus 5h minus 4. And you should feel good about yourself. Now, can I show y'all something off the record right quick? Remember me telling you that half of this was calculus?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to write this down. This is just where we're going with this. We just did the algebra part of the calculus. We just did f of x is equal to 5x squared minus 4x plus 3. And I'll say like Dr. Harden, who was my calculus teacher. He grunted all the time. Yeah. And we got 10x plus 5h minus 4. Everybody with me? Now, in the second part of your syllabus right here for unit right here, idea of limits, y'all see idea of limits and all this down here? Well, limits, the derivatives down here, yeah. We're going to add limit to the algebra. Now, what does that mean? That means, y'all see this drawing right here that I just drew y'all? This h right here is going to get smaller and 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 smaller. And it's going to get to where it's right here beside this x, and the width between that green line and that black line is going to be like the width of your hair. Is everybody with me? And that will give you the tangent line to the curve because this is the secant line. Okay, this is a secant line, and this point comes down that curve, which means this calls the squeeze theorem. And it keeps coming down and keeps coming down till it gets within a hairline of that green line. And when it's in a hairline with that green line, the secant line becomes the tangent line. And the tangent line is very important in physics. The tangent line is very important in most of your applications having to do with anything in calculus. This is what you want. This is your objective. Okay? So what do I do? Well, I attach the limit theory to this guy. And I go limit as the distance h goes to 0 and gets to within a hair width of x, within a hair width of 10x plus 5h minus 4. That 0 makes that 5h go out.
You have a work email.
And you're left with 10x minus 4. And this is what we call the derivative. And that is unit 1 in calculus. Okay, so right now we're going over a review. This is the review. And make sure you know how to do your algebra. And in the rest of unit, whatever this unit is right here, it doesn't give us a unit. This unit right here, I'm going to give you a test on it. Yeah, test 1. This unit right here. All of this right here, not all of it, is going to be on limit theory. And you put these two together, you've got calculus. If you suck at the review over here, you're going to suck at the calculus. You don't necessarily have to get the limit theory to fail calculus. You can make it without the limit theory, but you can't make it without the review. Okay, let's do another one. I just wanted to show you that, to show you how important the difference quotient is. Very important. Number 70. 70, 1.1, 70/22. And this one says, is that the same one? No, it's not, but it's a good test question. That last one we did and this one is two good test questions. So now, is this the difference quotient? No, this is, let me give you an example of what this is. Let's say you're studying for your driver's license. And you've got a week before you take your test to get your driver's license. I give you a car for a week to take your to study for your driver's license, to practice. Or I give you a go-kart. Okay? This right here is the go-kart. The difference quotient is the car. The difference quotient is the legitimate thing you need to worry about. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? The difference quotient is what you need to be worried about. Well, what the heck is this, Hubert? This is a go-kart. This is what you call a plug and chug drill. This is what you need to be worried about. This question is a plug and chug drill. They just made up something, okay? They went and said, well, instead of doing the difference quotient, let's make up something and have them plug in A instead of X plus H. Now, if you want to study this for the test, then you plug in X plus H. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you want to make this a test question, and I'm going to show you this in just a second. If you want to make this a test question, you do the difference quotient with this. You do M is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h, with f of x is equal to 4 minus 2x minus x squared. That right there is a test question. This right here is not a test question. This is, we're going to make something up so they can learn how to substitute in for A. That's what they're doing. So this is not the real McCoy. This is the real McCoy. This is just a game. This is just something to help you learn the substitution method. So I'm going to do that on the next page. I want you to do this at home. This is a test question. Okay, so I'm going to write the actual homework question on the next page. So f of x minus f of a over x minus a. And your function is 4 minus 2x minus x squared. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my blue f of x right here minus in red, and my orange, I've got to plug in a big set of parentheses wherever there's an x. 4 minus 2 times parentheses minus parentheses squared over x minus a. The blue, I'm just going to rewrite my f of x, because that's f of x right here. I'm just going to rewrite that. And somebody tell me what I'm going to plug in with these parentheses.
A.
A, good job. Now you just do the what? Just do the algebra. Now the good thing about this is there's no binomials, there's no shortcuts, but it's going to get you. You're going to have to do something, because it's, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and work it. See what you get. Y'all should feel smart today. Mr. Michelle, do you feel smart?
Hubert, I always feel smart when I'm around you.
You're confident. Well, then I should be doing it the other way around. I'm supposed to make students feel stupid. I'm supposed to superinflate my ego, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Hubert, you always do things wrong.
I know. Especially Allah Akbar Masalama. He's making fun of Middle Eastern people.
Hey, I am Middle Eastern.
Well, go ahead and tell my department head that I made fun by saying God is great and go in peace.
Yeah,
what did he say? What did he say? I don't know what he said. He said something in Middle Eastern. That's what they said. He said something in Middle Eastern, and he was making fun of Middle Eastern people.
Yeah, Hubert, I am highly offended right now.
Oh well. What origin are you in the Middle East? What's your ancestry?
I am Lebanese.
My department head is part Lebanese, and she asked the person. She said, "What did he say?" Well, I don't know what he said, but he said it in Middle Eastern. She said, "So
yeah,
are you telling me that you're complaining about what Mr. McClure said, but you don't know what he said?" Well, he's making fun of Middle Eastern people.
That's right.
I tell
Hubert,
you, some of these people,
you're insulting my heritage.
They don't even know what they're complaining about.
Hubert, you're insulting my heritage.
Yep, I am. By saying God is great. And
that's right.
Do people in Lebanon, do they speak Arabic, or do they speak, what do they speak?
Yes, sir. They speak Arabic.
Yeah. I had a good friend that I knew that was Lebanese, and he had a weird name. So he changed his name to something like Smith. So he wouldn't have to, he changed his last name.
Sometimes me and my family, whenever someone that like isn't part of our family sneezes, we would always say like Saha, which means bless you. And they would always like look at us and be like, "What the hell did you just
You
say?"
better not say it around Tri-County Tech students, so they'll turn you in for harassment. All right, so 4 minus 2x minus x squared. And then I'm gonna skip this step. I'm gonna go ahead and put that negative in there. And that's gonna be negative, positive, and positive. And that's gonna be 4 and 2a and a squared. Everybody with me? All over x minus a. What's the only thing that cancels?
The 4s.
The 4.
4s cancel. And I'm going to do something
4.
here to tell you how to finish this problem. Yes, ma'am, Miss Seiler. You have a question, Miss Seiler? I guess not. Oh no, I think her Wi-Fi is messed up. She says something and I hear her, but it's like just like the old Japanese Godzilla movies. You hear her, and then 5 minutes later, her mouth moves. So there must be something going on with the wireless down there.
I think she was trying to say 4 as the answer.
Say again?
I think she was trying to say 4 as the answer.
Thank you. And now, watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to take a handy dandy pink. I'm running out of colors. Let's use green. And I'm going to put parenthesis there, and there, and there, and there. I want you to factor out something in common here and factor out something in common here. Now, when you do that, I want you to look at the denominator and look at the signs of the denominator as you're doing that. Because there's one more step to clean this up, and it's factoring out something up here to cancel this out. I'm going to go to the next page. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. I'm going to factor out an x. Well, Hubert, why are you going to factor out a positive x? Because what is my x down here? What is my x in the denominator? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive.
So I want to make sure this x is positive also. So that's going to give me negative 2, what? Minus x? And then I'm going to factor out a negative a right here. And that's going to give me a negative 2 and a what? Negative a. Y'all check me on my signs, please. All over x minus a. Now I can rewrite the top and have, if I've done the signs right, can somebody tell me if I didn't mess up the signs? Negative, negative. This would be negative.
You're
I
good.
factored out a negative there, so that would be negative. Factor out a negative there makes that negative. Just want to make sure I didn't mess up. Okay, now that leaves me with x minus a. I'm going to write it in black. X minus a times negative 2 minus x, negative 2 minus a over x minus a, and that cancels. I don't know if they want to go this far, but that cancels. The x minus a's cancel. And that leaves you with that. I don't know if they multiply them together or not. I'm just going to stop right there because we're running out of time. And I got to, that's it. Let's see what the answer is. I'm giving everybody a second to. Negative 2 minus x. Negative 2 minus x, parentheses, oh shoot. Negative 2 minus x, parentheses, negative 2 minus a. Negative 2 minus a. Is that what y'all got when y'all did the algebra? Yeah, Hubert. No, Hubert. I have no idea what you're doing, Hubert. Thank you for the clarification.
I've
Yes,
got different
Hubert.
numbers than pretty much. I mentioned. How did you? I mentioned, or I heard you mention the other day that Math Labs treats a hyphen and a minus symbol differently. Is that right?
Yeah, or the calculator does. I might have typed in, but they got this. I don't know if they use the FOIL method. Let's see, negative 2. That'd be no. I don't understand how they're getting a negative. I don't understand how they're getting 1 negative 2. And I did this problem with the other class, and I must be missing something because I'm getting negative a. They got negative a, negative x, but the negative 2 either it's going to cancel out or it's going to be a negative 4. But I can't figure out how they're getting that negative 2. What were you saying?
Can't your parentheses come back out in your second to last step for your before you cancel, where you combine the x and negative a in the top half of the
right here?
Can those parentheses not come back out?
Well, you get negative. No, what are you saying? Come back out. Well, they were out right here. See, there were no parentheses right here. I really don't understand how they're getting that last answer. I'm getting everything but that last answer. They're getting rid of a 2 somehow, and I don't know how they're doing it. Did anybody get rid of a 2? Did anybody?
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna have to research this one a little bit because I can't figure out that, and that's the second or third time I've done this problem, and each time I did 2 in the 103 class. In the other class, I did 2 of them, and both of them had only 1 like that, and I can't figure out how they're doing it, so I got to figure that out. I think I must be either the question's doing something funky or they're doing the FOIL method, but that would be a positive 4, so that wouldn't be it. Anybody got a suggestion? All right, I'll figure it out.
I mean, it'd have to the sign when you're distributing your minus.
Well, I mean, I checked it twice. When you pull out a negative a, That's going to make that negative and make that negative. And when you pull out a positive x, it makes that negative, makes that negative. So, and you can't pull out a negative because that won't make it cancel with the x minus a. So I've just got to work on it. Evidently, I've either the question, they're doing something funky, or I've done something or left something out. But we have the negative a and we have the negative x, but we've got an extra 2, and I don't understand that. All right, we'll work on it. All right, let me shut her down. And I've already taken the roll, so y'all are ready to go. All y'all need to do is start working on, you'll need to start working on 1.3 and 1.4. And let's get that out of the way because we got to start on limits soon. Y'all got it?